So I recently made a video on grip, and particularly one of the things I called out was on the whole concept of a warm-up being taught wrong, uh, namely this thing that doesn't exist. And we said about keeping a firm grip. So what I wanted to do today is give you a double stick warm-up that I use just to get warmed up. So let's do that. So the simple thing where we're going to start is we are going to take our sticks midway, and we're just going to start loosening out the wrists to begin with. Now we're going to work our way up. So from a side perspective, we're going like so. We are not going crazy, because if we go crazy, we could potentially damage our wrists. Remember, this is a warm-up. But like we said in our previous video, we are going to make sure that we are keeping our grip closed. Okay, not clenched, closed. So we're not white knuckling this, as we said in the past video. We are literally just keeping it closed enough that it's going to make a difference when we actually start swinging our sticks. So we're going to rotate these out. If you start getting bored going the same direction, you can then turn one on the high line and one on the low line. So this is now going horizontally while the left one is going vertically. And again, it's okay for your elbow to move. You're looking to loosen your wrist, but of course you're going to use other joints. So this will start also having an effect on the shoulder. So again, you can let things move around, and you can keep that going for at least 30 seconds. Go as long as you want, really, but you will start to feel it in your forearms and in your wrists, which is good. Okay. From there, you can then switch directions or switch sides. So horizontal on the top, on the left side, and then vertically on the right side. So we have our switch. Okay. Moving on from there, once you're sufficiently starting to feel that, you're going to go into a little bit of a swing pattern, okay? The swing pattern in this case, again, will be more rotations. It will be swing, back up, swing, back up. And again, you can do this all forward. If you're not feeling it immediately that you can rotate back the same way, that's okay too. We can do this constant rotation. And again, like we said, constant rotation on the wrists, just to let the stick start moving. You can do it slow at first just to get the pattern of movement correct, the range of motion correct. And then as you get warmer, you can essentially speed it up a little bit more. If you start slipping, again, adjust your grip and keep that fluid, keep that moving. Notice again, the hand is not opening, the fingers are not opening. I'm keeping as much of a flex on my wrist as I can while keeping my hand closed. So again, keeping that fluid movement, keeping that going constantly. Likewise then, you can do this individually backwards. So same thing again, we want to make sure we're getting a good twist on the wrist, a good turn on the wrist, while keeping the hands closed as usual. So again, letting these things just flow from here, okay? So once you've started using that and started kind of building that up for a little bit, the next thing from here is we want to build up just a little bit of flow. So we're going to move to the shoulders now. This would be essentially like a halo. If I was doing the single stick, it'd be like a halo for a kettlebell or a club or whatever you want to call it. And essentially I could let that rotate. Now in this case, because we have our two sticks and we can do both sides at once, we can let this travel as if we're hitting an angle 1. As we hit that angle 1 and as we cross to the other side of the body, we're going to rotate that down. And we're going to bring that around. From here then, we're going to swap sides. And we're going to bring this up on the inside every time. So there's that halo starting to happen on both sides. So again, letting the one cross your body line, pull up on the inside. Let the one cross your body line, pull up on the inside. So you're getting your shoulders moving really well. What you're looking to do is lift that up as high as you can. Take it around. So you're really stretching on the shoulder here as well. And again, you can let that go. If you want to put a bit more whip in as time goes on, you can of course build that in as well, just to make a little bit of a strike happen, get a bit of a whoosh from the sticks. You're going to keep that going and keep that going. As time goes in then, you can start applying the lower part of the body, and that starts loosening the hips, the knees, the ankles. And we're moving. Other things for the shoulders then, we can go back to what we were doing earlier, and we can hold them out to the sides. And here what we would do is rotate. You're making sure that you're not just rotating the wrists, you're making sure that you get a full rotation where the shoulders are coming up and then sitting back into the girdle as well at the back. Okay, so again, scapular rotations as much as anything, or moving your scapula around at the back. You're coming up, as you can see, and then you can build that speed up and keep that going for a while. So there you go. As you can hear, there's a slight bit of change in breath as well from this. That's just a simple little warm-up, gets you moving. From there then, everything else is about building in your patterns as long to the full range of motion that you can. And then you can start really just loosening up and getting your flow going. Once you're warm, shouldn't be feeling as many corners. And then of course you can start tightening up because your wrist is now ready to roll, your elbow is ready to move, and your shoulders are ready to move. And once you start building all that in, a couple of minutes of a flow pattern, Sinawali, whatever you want to do, that'll get you what you need next. So, one thing to critique a poor warm-up, another thing to show a better warm-up. If you like it, subscribe. If not, subscribe anyway. Maybe you'll like the next one.